You've caught me rather by surprise. I wasn't expecting you until later, so the game isn't actually ready to begin yet. Tell you what though, why don't you help me finish up a couple of things? It'll help you get acquainted with the interface, and it'll help me finish up in here so we can get started on the game proper. Okay, well first things first, move the mouse around the screen, and as you move over points of interest, you'll see them light up with a purple outline. Also, that text box above my head pops open and tells you what the object is. You'll need to do quite a lot of that when you play the game, as there are all sorts of interesting things littered about the scenery. Right, I was actually just packaging up a little present before you arrived, but I ran into a little snag and put it back in my in tray until I could figure out a solution. If you wouldn't mind, move the mouse over my in tray and left click. Well done! Sorry, I didn't mean to sound like a sarcastic jackass just then, but I am, so that's how it comes out. By the way, you can also click anywhere on the ground to make me walk there. That's useful if you need to get a better look around the scene and my arse is blocking the view. Of course, Kyle's arse is more likely to do that than mine, but still. Closer inspection of the in tray reveals that there's a padded envelope in there. It will now appear as another hotspot on the screen that you can move the mouse over and interact with. Now when you clicked on that in tray, I automatically knew that you wanted to examine it because the in tray has no other actions. That won't always be the case though. Hotspots can have interactions for examine, use, take and speak, and any combination of those is possible. When you click on a hotspot with more than one action, the verb wheel pops up. Just move the mouse over the action you want to take and click on it. Let's do that now. Click on the envelope hotspot on top of the in tray and select Take to pick it up. This beast has 8 32-core CPUs, a terabyte of RAM, and a liquid nitrogen cooled quad-fire graphics setup. It can search every national criminal database in a few milliseconds, and it monitors every major satellite channel in real time. I still can't get rid of that persistent stutter in Watch Dogs though. This beast has 8... This beast has 8... I don't use the gym equipment, that's only here for the big fella. He doesn't use it either, but at least it allowed us to convince the insurance company to reduce his mortality rating from I'd be surprised if he could sign his name on the contract without myocardial infarction. This beat. No, that's examine. I believe I asked you to click on take, didn't I? Are you just khaki-fingered, or have you suffered some kind of brain injury? I asked you to click on take. You're gonna get bored of this before I will, mate. I'm pre-recorded. You're gonna get bored of this. Great. Now typically, when you try to pick something up, one of us will go and pick that item up. A bit like this. In practice though, if you're asking Kyle to pick something up, You might have to wait for him to stop scratching himself first. I have asked him about that. Now the envelope is in your inventory. You can access the inventory in one of two ways. Firstly, there's a utility belt, which allows quick access to your items without having to move to a new screen. Let's have a practice with that now. Move the mouse down to the bottom of the screen and the utility belt will pop open. At the moment, you've only got one item in your inventory, so just click on that item. You'll find it in the centre compartment of the belt, near the buckle. Excellent. Whenever you click on the item in that centre compartment, it will activate the default action for that item, be it use, examine or whatever. If the item has more than one action, it will just pick the most appropriate one. Now it's time to get some dual-wielding action going on. The reason I haven't posted this envelope is the peel and stick fastener is weaker than Network Rail coffee, so before I send it out, I just need to find something to stick the flap down with. Over in the corner there's a bottle of glue. If you'd be so kind as to click on the glue and select Take, it would be much appreciated. Just what I needed. Now we just need to apply some glue to the envelope and I should be able to stick it down again. Now you can't combine objects in the utility belt, so we need to open the inventory screen. If you move your mouse up to the top of the screen, you'll see 3 buttons. The task screen shows you the tasks you currently have to complete. The map screen lets you move from one location to another to get around New York quickly. The one we want is the inventory screen though. It looks like an open box. Once you're in the inventory screen, drag the glue onto the envelope. Or the other way around if you prefer. I'm easy. That's the packet I'm preparing to send. Smashing. There's a nice dollop of glue on the envelope now. Now we just need to stick it down. We could do that in the utility belt, but let's do it in the inventory screen instead. Open the inventory screen and click on the envelope. The envelope has multiple interactions, so the verb wheel will pop up, just as it does for hotspots with more than one action. Only one default action is available from the utility belt, so you may need to come into the inventory screen for some interactions. When the verb wheel pops up on the envelope, select Use. Terrific! The envelope is now nicely sealed and the contents can't mysteriously vanish like the cash inside every birthday card anyone ever sent me. We're pretty much done now, so you really just need to put the envelope back into the inbox. In order to use inventory items on scene items, they need to be in the centre slot of the utility belt, the one that looks like the buckle. Normally you could use the arrows on either end of the belt to move items, but since you've only got one item left, you won't need to do that. Click on the inbox hotspot and you'll notice that there's an icon which looks like my freshly glued envelope in the middle of the verb wheel. This only ever happens if it's possible to use the active item on that hotspot. Click on the envelope icon in the middle of the verb wheel to put the envelope back into the inbox. Thanks for that. I can't tell you how relieved I am to get that done before the game starts. I only wish I could see the look on Ted Cruz's face when he opens it. Oh, that reminds me, I should make sure to wipe my fingerprints off before I stick it in the postbox. Congratulations on making it all the way through the tutorial. Most people go straight to the main game, but good for you for not being embarrassed at being a bit slow. I'll just send you back to the main menu and you can start the game proper now. See you later. Right, now where did I put those photos of Tammy Baldwin? Oi, are you still here? Sling your hook.